Hey guys, this is Gary, aka Demigods, with a video for DJ Tech Tools. Here's how to create a single dial DJ filter rack. We're going to very quickly assemble an audio effect rack using just native live audio effects and one macro to control all the effects, perfect for a simple DJ transition. I just have the single audio track with 2 tracks ready to play here. Just going to drop on blank audio effect rack. Now where it says drop audio effects here, this is where we can start to build up the chain. So let's start with an auto filter, just drag and drop inside there. We're going to change the filter to a low pass filter, and let's open up the macro on the effect rack. And what we want to do is we want to assign all the different parameters of the different effects that we're going to use to just the one dial here to macro 1. What I'm going to do is right click first of all on the frequency cutoff here and map to macro 1, and also right clicking on the Q and the resonance, map to what is now called frequency. It's also macro number 1, and just turning up the dial here, you can see that as we increase the cutoff, we're also increasing the Q at the same rate. Now what I tend to find in tracks is that having the Q this high and the cutoff this high, it can be quite cutting and quite a screechy kind of sound. So what I'm going to do is go into the map of the macro, and we're going to turn the maximum amount of Q that the dial will dial down to about 2 there. Okay, and that just means as we come out of map that the Q is not going to rise up too high as we go into those higher frequencies, so it's not going to be too shrill, too harsh on the ears. Okay, great. Let's see how that sounds so far. Now what you can see is that we're losing a lot of bottom end here. So what we need to do at the bottommost point of the control is to have the auto filter disengaged. So we're going to right click on the on off button, and we're also going to map that to macro 1. We then need to go to the map again, and we're going to change the device on parameter. I'm just going to click on there and enter number 1, press enter, and then press escape to come out of there. And now what that means is it's only going to engage from 1 onwards. So you can see there, as soon as it goes beyond 1, it engages and disengages as soon as we get to 0. Okay, let's go for some modulation now. So we're going to drag a flanger and we're going to drop it here so it's in line with the auto filter. So we have all of these effects just on one chain. Now I'm just going to map the dry wet signal here to macro 1. Again, we're going to go to the map section because I'm going to have the minimum setting as a bit wet. So let's say as soon as it engages, we have 20%. Okay, let's escape twice out of there. And let's see what this sounds like. Okay, nice bit of modulation added in there. And we're also going to map the on-off of the flanger, and again have number 1 as the minimum setting so that it only engages once we go past 1. Right, let's move on to the next effect. I'm thinking now let's put on a ping pong delay. Again, dragging it in the right next to the flanger so it's in the same chain. Let's open up the EQ to cover the whole spectrum there. I'm going to switch it on the beat division for quarter notes. What I'm going to do is right click and map the dry wet signal and also the feedback to macro 1. So the amount of repeats are going to increase as well as the amount of wet signal. All right. Now what's great about this is that at 100% we can leave this and we can then start to bring in the other track. So the other track is now playing, and as I decrease the macro, it will start to come in. Let's do it back the other way now. Yeah, so I was a bit rough and ready there, but you can get the idea. Okay, last one I'm going to put on is Reverb. Okay, so let's drag that again to the end of the chain. And we're going to increase the decay time up to about 4 seconds. Okay, and we're going to map, once again, the dry wet signal. So default position, just like the ping pong delay, is no signal being added to our track at all until we increase the macro knob. So now we've got the filter cutoff, the flanger, the ping pong delay and the reverb all slowly creeping up as we increase the dial. So let's hear this now. And I like to throw it at the end. There we go, guys. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.